to all our esteemed participants, distinguished guests, and faculty members. I, Vandana Rastogi, along with my co-editor Muskan Grover, welcome you all to the Faculty Development Program titled Enhancing Academic Excellence, Quality Assurance Strategies for Higher Education, organized by Geeta International Business School. As we embark on this transformative journey of academic excellence, a comprehensive 8-day program running from June 9 to 16, 2025 has been meticulously designed to empower faculty members with cutting-edge knowledge, tools and strategies necessary to advance quality assurance in teaching and learning.
Before we proceed further, I would like to give a brief introduction of Geeta International Business School. The seed in the form of Rohini Education Society, sown to provide quality education in 1983, has flourished to a tree spreading its branches and stems of education far and wide. Through its concerted efforts, the society has created several institutions of known standards and repute for imparting quality education right from the kindergarten stage to master level under the brand name Geeta. Geeta International Business School was established in the year 2004. It is a self-financing ISO 9001-2008, 14001-2015 and 50001-2018 certified and NAAC accredited institution. It is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi and approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India for technical courses and Bar Council of India for law course. The institute conducts various courses, namely MBA, MBA Integrated, MBA International Business, BBA General, both first and second shift, BBA LLB Integrated, BA LLB Integrated and LLM. GIBS has been rated A by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council in its third cycle. GIBS has been rated A+ by the State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi. GIBS has been rated A by the Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GTSIPU University since 2013 till date. GIBS has been rated grade A by the Academic Audit Cell of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University since 2011 till date. As one of the National Capital's leading business schools, GIBS brings together people, culture and ideas from around the corner to change lives and to transform organizations. The institute is an ideal setting for learning, a diverse community knit together by its physical environment as well as its commitment to the highest standards of excellence, integrity, free expression and inquiry. The campus boasts state-of-art infrastructure, facilities and resources.
I would now like to invite Director Sir Professor Vikas Nath for the welcome address.
My dear faculty members and participants from other institutions, it's a privilege that I welcome you all on behalf of the management of Geeta International Business School and on behalf of Geeta International Business School fraternity. This FDP program, when we were planning regarding the topics, so we were thinking of how to impart quality, and there are certain academic processes which I think every faculty member should be knowing. Understanding that artificial intelligence is the need of the hour, so that particular component has been taken care of while we are planning this particular FDP. But there are many other day-to-day things which we come across as faculty when we are handling our students. And I found as the head of the institution that there are many things our faculty members are not able to explain to the students as far as evaluation processes are concerned, as far as grading processes are concerned, as far as semester grade point average or cumulative grade point averages are concerned. During internal evaluations or internal viva, when our university examiner is coming and our internal examiner is sitting with them, we run after marks, right? I've seen we say, sir, give him 93, give him 95, give him 99. And sometimes I have also been asking the faculty to take care of the marks of the students. But ultimately it is not the marks that are driving, it is the grade point that is driving the whole evaluation of the student. So what we need to understand as far as evaluations are concerned, and I will be taking that particular section myself, that how the student is able to score the higher position or rank in the university. At the same time, UGC has gone in for putting up lot many other things which the faculty members should be doing apart from attending conferences outside or making paper presentations, writing books. MOOC development has now become a very important aspect which each faculty member should now learn. So while drafting this particular FDP with the FDP coordinator, we thought why not to call someone from outside who has been developing MOOCs. And if you also learn how to develop the MOOC, I think that will add not only to your career, but it will also add to the institutional profile as far as MOOC development is concerned. In days to come, research is important because when you are going for NAAC accreditation, criteria 3 is very important for all of us. It is not only important for the institution, but it is important for you as faculty member and your profile. But apart from that, how you can contribute to the society, and when I say society, the great chunk to whom we are catering to are our students. And if they are guided properly and they are engaged properly in the class, I think we can make a difference as far as education is concerned. If you go through the way students are behaving today, whether it is our institution or whether it is any XYZ institution, student today feels disengaged in the class. The reason is he or she is having a mobile phone which is giving full information of whatever type the student wants, right? And therefore the technology is replacing somewhere the faculty members in the class. Now, understanding that we don't want to get replaced, we have to keep pace with that type of technology, and we need to engage students inside the class by giving them those content and those exercises in which they feel engaged and in which they feel that they are about to learn something. Every session cannot be a lecture-based session. Every session cannot be a role-play session. Every session cannot be a case-driven session. There has to be variety of sessions which has to be brought into the class on day-to-day basis where students feel engaged. During the rounds of the institution, I find that students feel disengaged and they are more engaged in an engaging instrument called cell phone. Right? And what they are searching in that cell phone, they are only searching for the information or something new that is happening, which is interesting there. So if you understand that cell phone is so important in the class, why not to make it an instrument to impart learning, right? And that is how they can be engaged in your imparting the instructions through mobile phone wherever required. I am not promoting that you have to allow mobile phone all the time. But what I am trying to submit is that mobile phone can be used in a controlled and systematic manner to impart your sessions inside the class, which can keep them engaged and which can help them learn things for themselves. Gone are those days when classes were used to be faculty driven. During our time, we used to attend lectures and the faculty used to write on the whiteboard or the blackboard in such a nice manner that we were jotting down the notes, and then we used to go through the notes and we used to appear for the exams. Nowadays teaching has altogether changed. Gone are those days when you are giving notes to them, though they need it, it's their requirement. But if they want to learn something, you have to engage them in learning where it becomes the student-centric learning. Student-centric learning means he should feel motivated to read things, the student should feel motivated to do the exercises, and wherever he or she is feeling any difficulties, the faculty member has to move in and has to help the student overcome the difficulty which the student has faced in the class during your imparting of instructions for your subject. So that's how things have to be changed. And nowadays what we are facing, have been trained, and the way these students want us to train them. These are two different aspects. That means our generation is one who has to learn according to what our students want, and we have to unlearn what we have learned from our faculty members. That's how things are changing. Now, if we are able to do it, we are there to stay. If we are unable to do it, rest assured, time will help us perish. Now, these 6 days, during the time when our students have gone for their examinations, it has given us an opportunity to sit together and cross-fertilize the ideas which come across our mind, learn from each other. Each of us is an institution in itself, because it is my belief that if you have chosen to be a faculty member, students look towards you as a role model, wherein you are the reservoir of knowledge. This reservoir increases by sharing. So the more knowledge you share with each other, and the more cooperative learning you do during the faculty development program, the same type of things propagates in the class. Your learning style propagates in the class to make your students learn. Right? So understanding this, we went in for developing this FDP, and over the next 6 days, I'm happy to share that when we were developing this FDP, we went through the websites of NITR and other academic staff colleges. What is happening basically in academic fraternity was brought into this particular program also. So if you see, we are starting with the National Education Policy 2020 and Education 4.0, what all is being done in that. Then we are trying to talk on peer learning, classroom management and AI in teaching. We are trying to talk on empowering educators through AI and Education 5.0, innovative pedagogy and teaching learning transformation, student assessment and academic audits, very important. We need to know what the students have learned, and we should also see the measurement criteria of their learning. Digital empowerment and technology, enhanced learning of how technology can be used. Nowadays, COPO mapping, everything is being done on ERP, and things are getting automated. And lastly, strategic planning and institutional excellence. The last day is very important for all of us, because there we will be making presentations. So some of the exercises that I have developed and many other resource person will be sharing with you, we would like that you should present on that. And this will help you not only develop your skills, but will also help you take away something from this particular FDP which you are going to use for the next coming years when you are working in this particular university or any institution where you are working. So with this, I welcome you once again for this faculty development program, and I hope that you will fully be engaged in this particular faculty development program and will disengage yourself from the outer world for next 6 days. I am there to make you busy, and I will be coming again and again to the class with my exercises. Other resource persons of this institution who are taking classes will also make you busy. So understanding that we are here together to learn something, the main objective should only be achieving the learning outcomes. Thank you so much, and welcome once again.
I would now like to invite all the dignitaries for the light handling session. Right.
Project execution, academic leadership, student placements, and entrepreneurship development. Currently, ma'am serves as a professor at the Center of Management Studies, Geetharattan International Business School, Delhi, where she also leads as the IQAC head and MBA program coordinator. She holds a PhD in management from Gautam Buddha University and specializes in business research methods, business analytics, and data analytics. Ma'am has authored 3 academic books on organizational behavior, management processes, and research methodology, edited over 10 scholarly volumes, published more than 70 research papers in reputed national and international journals, mentored 5 PhD scholars to successful completion. She has been an associate editor of New Era Journal, which is UGC approved. She is a member of multiple editorial boards and advisory committees. Ma'am's awards and recognitions are Best Professor Award, International Lions Club Society and ESN Research Foundation, Acharya Award 2021 and 22, recognized for her excellence in education, leadership and research mentorship. Ma'am is a certified innovator ambassador fostering startup culture and entrepreneurial thinking, guided numerous students, led startups to success, designed and delivered over 30 hours of value-added courses for technical and management students, conducted various FDPs, MDPs, seminars and workshops on quality enhancement in NAC and NBA research methodology, AI tools in teaching, research and academic writing, and leadership development and innovation management. Ma'am's key area of expertise include academic strategy and quality assurance, research methodology and data analytics, curriculum development and pedagogical innovation. We are highly honored to have you, ma'am. I would request Director Sir to welcome ma'am with a sacrament.
Welcome.
I will now invite Professor Dr. Udesh Chaudhary ma'am for her session. Please ma'am.
And I am highly thankful to Director Sir and the FDP Organizing Committee who have given me this opportunity to talk with you on quality. So we'll start with the quality, but before we start with the session, I would like to know what do you understand by quality. Can you share the mic with it? I would like, because we want it to be interactive so that the learning can be enhanced. So can anyone tell me what do you understand by the quality? Because if we know what is quality only, then we can go for the quality enhancement in the institution. Yes.
Achievement, commitment.
Achievement, commitment, anything else?
Establish standard.
Establish standard. What?
Outcome, positive outcome.
Outcome. Anything else? If I go to the market and I buy one shirt, I go to the market and buy one product, what does quality stand for?
It differs from customer to customer. For some it can be brand, for some it can be price, for some it can be performance, standard. So it varies because again defining quality as such by one parameter is very difficult.
Yeah. When I talk about the quality, it cannot be defined by one parameter because for every customer it is different. For every customer, quality is different. Ma'am, you have rightly said that it is different for every customer. So when in my institution, when I am working in the institution, at that time, I am having many students here who are coming to me. For every student, quality standard is different. That means when the parents are coming to me for taking admission in my institution, for them, quality is different. So can I say that my institution is having 100% quality? That means there is no scope of improvement?
No, it cannot be there.
No, it cannot be there. Absolutely right. Because one may be 100% satisfied, but the other may say, no, I am not satisfied with the quality offered. So quality enhancement is an ongoing process. That means it works on three principles of continuous improvement, and continuous improvement. If I say quality, that means I cannot be stagnant. अगर पानी को रोक दिया जाए तो उसके अंदर काई लग जाती है. इसका मतलब पानी का चलता रहना बहुत जरूरी है. The same is a case of quality. When I say quality, it has to be kept on reviving. It has to be kept on add-on. That means I have to keep on improving the quality if I want to become a quality institution. एक छोटा सा story है. I'll narrate. One farmer was there in Madhya Pradesh who wanted his kids to be do the white collar job. He doesn't want that. वहाँ पे काफी किसानों की हालत थोड़ी सी खराब थी उस समय. तो उसने सोचा कि मैं जब अपने बच्चों को बनाऊं. About the quality, basically we are talking about the quality in higher education represents the comprehensive excellence in teaching, research, student outcomes and the institutional governance. So when I am talking about the institution and saying I am talking about the quality, basically I am talking about these four parameters. That is the reason when we talk about any of the parameters, whether it is NAAC or NBA, we are talking about the 7 parameters. We are talking about the 7 parameters, and the most important and the highest weightage is given to the curriculum delivery part. That is how we are basically giving the students the experiential learning, experimental learning, and problem solving sessions, and how we are giving them the new technologies exposed to students. That is more important, which can enhance the quality. Okay? So when I talk about this, I am talking about the students basically. So student is coming raw to me. Student is coming raw to me. He does not have an idea of what he has to study. But nowadays the teacher is facing one major problem, that is Google Baba. The students, when come to the class, he will be sitting in the classroom holding the mobile phones in his hands when you will be delivering the question. And the student will be searching the same thing on the mobile phone, and what you are teaching and what is being shown in that particular Google Baba, that he will match and he'll start smiling. And that sarcastic smile is because he is not understanding what you are teaching to them, but he is saying, जो मैं बता रही हूँ जो इसमें वो गलत है. Without understanding that fact, that on internet nowadays everything is not correct. Even a student who is even a person who is a student of that particular course is launching his video and teaching the same subject. If the person who himself is studying in the classroom the same subject and he is delivering the lecture on the YouTube and uploading that particular session on that, that particular lecture is seen and understood by the student who is visiting that particular YouTube channel, what will he learn? But he thinks it is the simplified version because he understands that बड़ा easy language में बताया मुझे इसमें. Paper तो मैं solve कर दूँगा, and the quality of papers which the students are getting at the university level. So as a teacher, it is our responsibility that we should provide him the material, the lecture delivered along with the proofs. If I tell him something along with the proof, he will never be able to discard what you are teaching to him. He will learn what you are teaching to him. बशर्ते कि आपने जो उसको डिलीवर किया है उसका प्रूफ होना चाहिए आपके पास. Nowadays AI has made this task very easy. पहले पीपीटी बनाने में टीचर का बहुत टाइम लगता था. जब पीपीटी बनानी होती थी, when I started my career in 1995, at that time we used to have the OHPs, overhead projector, शायद आपने सुना होगा. So उसमें क्या था, ट्रांसपेरेंट स्लाइड्स हमें मिलती थी, जो आप आजकल बच्चे हैं ना उसपे प्रोजेक्ट्स के स्टार्टिंग और एंडिंग पेजेस पे लगाते हैं ना ट्रांसपेरेंट शीट, वो मिलती थी. And we were having the markers. We used to write that with the markers, make the slide and then put it on the overhead projector. उसका यहाँ डिस्प्ले आ रहा था. आप सोच सकते हो मुझे एक लेक्चर की 1 घंटे की स्लाइड बनाने में कितना टाइम लगता होगा. 1 घंटे की स्लाइड बनानी है तो कम से कम 5 से 10 स्लाइड तो बनेगी, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द कंटेंट. ठीक है, तो मुझे 1 घंटे की क्लास लेने के लिए 3 घंटे की तैयारी चाहिए थी. बिकॉज फर्स्ट आई हैव टू रीड द कंटेंट, उसके बाद उसी कंटेंट को लेकर वहां पे मेरे को है ना बहुत गुड़ खाता था. तो उसकी मदर है ना हमारे यहाँ बहुत बड़े शादी हुए, उनके पास गई और बोला कि एक बच्चा बहुत गुड़ खाता है लेकिन आपकी हर बात मानता है। अगर आप उसको बोल दोगे एक बार कि बेटा तू गुड़ मत खाया कर, तो ये बच्चा गुड़ खाना बंद कर देगा। साथ में कहा कि ऐसा है आप 1 महीने बाद कम आफ्टर 1 मंथ चलिए। उसके बाद 1 महीने बाद फिर दोबारा आके बोले आपने मेरे से महाराज जी कहा था कि पिछली बार कि 1 महीने बाद आप आना, तो आप ये गुड़ बहुत खाता है, इसको कुछ बोल दीजिए ताकि ये गुड़ खाना बंद करे। तो मैंने थोड़ा सा एक ही लाइन बोली, मैंने बोला कि बेटा गुड़ मत खाया करो, सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है, इससे दांत खराब हो जाते हैं। तो उसकी मदर ने बच्चे को बाहर भेजा और मदर ने पूछा ये बात तो आप पिछले महीने में बोल सकते थे, 1 महीने में गुड़ खाता था, आपने पिछले महीने क्यों नहीं बोली? तो मैंने उस समय तो मैं खुद भी गुड़ खाता था, मैंने खाना बंद किया और उसके बाद मैंने बच्चे को बोला अब इसका इम्पैक्ट आएगा। अगर मैं खुद खाता और मैं बच्चे को बोलता तो बच्चा कभी मेरी बात नहीं मानता। बच्चा कब मानेगा? जब टीचर उस सेम चीज को फॉलो करता है जो आप बच्चे को सिखाना चाहते हैं। So we are the role models. First, we have to behave in the way we want the students to behave. तो मुझे अगर बच्चों को रिसर्च सिखानी है तो पहले मुझे रिसर्च आनी चाहिए, तभी तो मैं उसको कहूँगी रिसर्च करो। बात समझ रहे थे? एथिकल रिसर्च बिल्कुल टफ नहीं है। एथिकल रिसर्च मैडम आपके पास स्माइल कर रहे हैं, कुछ अच्छा है तुम्हारी सुन
दृष्टांत बहुत अच्छा है।
थैंक यू। नहीं साक्षी में बहुत हंस रहे हैं, मैंने कहा मैंने सुना कुछ शायद मुझे भी हंस गया है। We can interact. Then we come to the student outcomes. Student outcome is graduation rate, employability, satisfaction skills. How will we get this outcome? How will we get this outcome? We are talking about the student outcome, graduation rate. आप लोगों ने 3 idiots देखी? 3 idiots में आमिर खान ने एक डायलॉग मारा है, वो बड़ा इफेक्टिव, बड़े काम की चीज है। I follow that. Always तो है और कुछ भी है। इसके अलावा एक और बात है,
सफलता के पीछे मत भागो।
सफलता के पीछे मत भागो। आगे क्या था?
अपने आप को खुद इतना काबिल बनाओ कि सफलता जब मार के आपके पीछे है।
अगर आपने जो हमने बात की है उस तरीके से बच्चे को देखिए, एक प्रॉब्लम तो सब कॉलेजेस में है, हमारे में भी है, बाहर वालों में भी, सब में भी है। क्लास में 50% से 60% बच्चा आता है, बट वी कैन वर्क ऑन दैट 50%। आई एम नॉट सेइंग 100%, बिकॉज अगर बच्चा क्लास में आएगा नहीं तो गुरु कुछ नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन जो क्लास में आ रहा है उसको तो आप नहीं बना सकते, उसको तो सिखा सकते हो। और कई बार पता क्या होता है, अगर आप उसको अच्छा सिखा रहे होते हैं तो बाकी 2 लोग आ जाते हैं। बाकी जब उनको पता चलता है ना कुछ अच्छा मिल रहा है तो वो लोग आगे जुड़ जाते हैं। कई बार हमारे सारे में तो एटलीस्ट वर्क ऑन दोज हु आर कमिंग टू द क्लासरूम्स। आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट 100%, एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर वे इंक्रीज आवर पास रेट। पास रेट क्यों इंक्रीज कर देगा? बिकॉज उसको उतनी नॉलेज बढ़ जाएगी कि अगर वो कम भी पढ़ता है क्लासरूम में पास तो हो जाएगा, पास तो हो जाएगा। और जो चीज़ खुद सीख कर आप लिखते हो रटने की जरूरत नहीं है, यू विल गेट द रिजल्ट। और आज का बच्चा इतना स्मार्ट है, 2 दिन भी पढ़ता है तो पेपर क्लियर कर सकता है। आज के टाइम में पास रेट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्लेसमेंट प्रॉब्लम क्यों है? बिकॉज द स्टूडेंट इज नॉट मैचिंग द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। इसीलिए कॉलेज में IIPC होता है, इंस्टीट्यूट इंडस्ट्री पार्टनरशिप से। The role of the IIPC is to find out what the industry wants, what the college is offering, and then highlight the gap, and that gap is to be covered up by using the value-added courses and short-term programs. अगर हम इस particular model को follow करते हैं, then you will be able to develop the right kind of value-added programs, and if they are delivered effectively, if they are delivered effectively, then the placement rate of the organization will increase, and this is the difference between the brands and the B and C grade colleges. यही डिफरेंस है। कोर्स करिकुलम तो सिमिलर ही टाइप का, फर्क कहाँ पर है? ये जो वैल्यू एडेड कोर्सेज की बात है, if the right kind of value added course is developed and that is offered to the students in the right manner and it is assessed in the right way and they are given these certificates only when they are eligible to get those certificates, I can guarantee the student who is clearing that particular certificate will get the job 100% in the market by their own effort or by the effort of the institution. And this has been implemented, works. Only the thing is that it should be implemented in the way it is implemented. Okay? So then is the innovation. When you go for the research, automatically the innovation gets improved. Because जब बच्चे research करना सीख जाते हैं तो innovative mind अपने आप से होना start होता है. It starts working. You know, mind is like a closed umbrella. When you give it work from all the sides, it will get open. And when it will open, it will do the wonders. Think out of the box. Think out of the box will give you the solutions. It will give you the problems and you have to search for the problems, the solutions. So you will be able to do that. And ultimately it will lead to the knowledge transfer. And student outcomes is done because they are getting the graduation rate, employability, student satisfaction, infrastructure. That is facilities, technology, library, digital resources, etc. So when I am talking about this, I am talking about the technology. When I am talking about the technology, it cannot be given in an institution which does not have the right kind of infrastructure. अगर मैं यहाँ पे बात कर रही हूँ AI driven technologies की, तो इसका मतलब AI driven tools चलाने के लिए मुझे सॉफ्टवेयर और लैब भी तो चाहिए। तो बिना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के काम नहीं हो सकता। The hierarchy is changing now. The most important is faculty, and then we are moving to the faculty. से कहाँ पे आ रहे हैं हम लोग? Students और students से research और research से infrastructure. So we will get it, and then governance, and all this will be implemented by the help of leadership, transparency, stakeholder engagement. When everything is being engaged, all the stakeholders are giving you the ideas. They are engaged in taking the decisions for the institutions, then it will be easy to implement. It will be easy to implement. कभी भी देख लेना जिस decision में, suppose I am head of the institution and I want to make some decision. If I will make the decision and say you have to do it, you will not work on that particular decision मेरे साथ. That means when I am involving all the stakeholders while making the decision, that decision will be implemented with the 100% accuracy and 100% ratio of the implementation. Because आपको पता है कि हमारा decision है, ये केवल 1% का decision नहीं है, और जो लोग उस decision में मेरे साथ नहीं थे, they are to be convinced that this is the right decision. ऐसा ही होता है ना, हो सकता है 80% agree कर रहे हैं, but 20% agree नहीं कर रहे हैं. And we say majority always wins. अगर majority wins, that means 80% के accordingly मैं कर दूँ? No. 20% का support भी मुझे चाहिए. वो कैसे मिलेगा मुझे? When I tell them what is the best part, what is the output, and what is the benefit of that particular decision which I am implementing in the organization, and that 20% will get converted into 80 plus 20, 100%. And to make that implementation in the organization to become the organization is the successful organization. So, governance. These are some of the quality standards which talk about student-faculty ratio. 15:1 is better. PhD faculty 80% से ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए institution. ये सारे के सारे उन्होंने दिए हुए हैं. जितने भी accreditation bodies से, so they are to maintain. But I don't agree with all. क्योंकि quality matters. Graduation rate, it should be greater than 75%. Employment rate, it should be greater than 85%. ठीक है ना? तो ये और हमें क्या करना है? हमें इसे अचीव करने के लिए काम करना है, और इसे अचीव करने के लिए काम करेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली we will become a quality known institution. Then excellence indicators. You should have the accreditation status, rankings and recognitions, industry partnerships, alumni success, and the research output. So I have to work for this particular output. And if my institution is having all these factors, that is basically leading to the excellence. that is leading to the excellence. So whenever something new is coming and it is embedding to us, that does not mean, I have the time now, sir?
Yes.
That does not mean that if I am talking about the excellence indicators, that is basically giving me the status of the excellence. But when I am implementing all these things, that does not mean that सब कुछ smoothly चला गया. It does not guarantee you कि जो मैंने कहा इसको कहने में बड़ा आसान है, क्या implement करने में इतना आसान है? मैंने अभी जो भी आधा पौना घंटा बोला, उसके अंदर मैंने जो कुछ कहा सुनने में बड़ा आसान है. क्या कहना और सुनना काफी है?
सुनना कहना नहीं है, उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना.
उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना है, और जब आप इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे तो क्या आएंगे? It's not that easy to implement the things. If I think of anything, implement, and implementation is to be done strenuously. It will not be implemented in one go. कोई भी चीज हो, अगर मैं कोशिश करूंगी सबको एक साथ कर दूं तो क्या होगा? खिचड़ी बन जाएगी, कुछ भी नहीं होगा. तो अगर मुझे उस इंस्टीट्यूशन में इम्प्लीमेंट करना है तो what I have to do? Step by step. एक-एक करके मेरी चलने की जरूरत है. Be slow, be steady, be consistent, and then implement and get the output. Once it becomes the part of the organization, go for the another part. Once that also becomes a part of the organization, go for the go slowly, but implement each and every slowly, and slowly, and that too in the parts. मेरा इतना बड़ा गोल है, उस गोल को मैं एक बार में अचीव कर सकती हूँ. All our management faculties, can I achieve the complete goal in this? In one way? No. तो क्या करते हो? Short term planning करते हो, middle term planning करते हो, long term planning करते हो, तभी तो implement करते हो. तो फिर जब quality implementation की बात आएगी तो कैसे implement होगा? Steps. Don't run. Take baby steps, moves, but be steady. Don't stop. अगर आपने स्टॉप कर दिया तो फिर क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं. Then we come to the current challenges in higher education systems. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है फाइनेंशियल कंस्ट्रेंट. गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को तो फिर भी फंडिंग मिल जाता है, गवर्नमेंट कैरियर कॉलेजेस को भी फंडिंग मिल जाता है.
Everybody, and welcome to the second session of the Faculty Development Program on the topic Foundations of Quality Assurance in Higher Education. The topic of this session is Workshop Innovative Pedagogies and Digital Integration in Higher Education by Professor Dr. Abhijit Das. Dr. Abhijit Das sir is a professor in Vidyaratan International Business School. He has a PhD in management with over 26 years of teaching experience. He has published more than 22 research papers and attended and organized conferences in India and abroad. He has a keen interest in IT and is familiar with Google Analytics, SPSS, R programming, Python, SQL, Power BI, AI tools, etc. His area of specialization is marketing. He has around 11 MOOC certification and has also recorded lectures for Swam Prabha TV channel. He has also completed a refresher course by MHRD. He has also completed a further education leadership and management training workshop by UK India Education and Research Initiative. I would now welcome sir and ask Professor Dr. Urvesh ma'am to give a green welcome to sir. I would now request sir to please come on the podium and start the session.
Very good afternoon. And we'll start with the second session. We had a very interesting first session by Professor Dr. Urvesh Chaudhary. And even subsequent days you have find a lot of interesting lectures. So today my session is on the topic Innovative Pedagogies and digital integration in higher education. Now, pedagogy or teaching methodology, as we call it, has existed from ancient times, but the pedagogy has undergone a lot of change, particularly with digital integration. Now there are so many tools which are available to us. Some we are aware of, some you may not be aware of. So today we'll discuss how we can utilize, what are these tools, how we can utilize these tools in our lectures and in improving the quality of our lectures, education, assessment and so on. So we'll first try to understand what are pedagogies, what are the digital tools in education, active learning strategies, flipped classroom and adaptive learning. This part I'll leave for tomorrow's session, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and for the session after lunch today by Professor Vikas Ma'am, Director of the Institute. Rethinking assessment and ethical considerations. So whenever we talk about digital, anything digital, the concept of ethics comes into existence. Whenever we are talking about anything involving data or digital outcomes, then the issue of ethics automatically creeps in. So which is why I have a small session on ethics also. Now, beyond traditional teaching as we have been used to throughout our existence, our education and career, it all started with blackboard and chalk. But today, because technology has undergone such a revolutionary change, it is but natural for us to adapt these technologies in the classroom. So innovative pedagogies transform education, moving beyond traditional lectures. So far we are used to only blackboard and chalk method. At least I studied, all my life I studied using the blackboard and chalk method, and lecture session was the only method of delivery and throughout my life as a student. But since I started teaching, it has undergone a major shift, and the shift is not new. And I'll just briefly tell you how I first started incorporating digital elements. This was way back in 1999-2000, when there was only one LCD projector in the college where I was working, and I used it for a classroom lecture. And the next day there was a notice by the administrator that LCD projectors were not to be used for classroom teaching. Somebody had complained, some well-wisher of mine had made a complaint. So, and subsequently a few years later in that very institution, all classrooms had LCD projectors. You know, your foresight, how far you are able to see into the future. Again, I will give you another example. I conducted online quiz way back in 2000. And I met a student of mine in 2020 during the lockdown who was appreciating that in 2000 I had shown them how to use online quizzes. So these are some elements of digital learning or incorporating digital elements in our day-to-day teaching and lectures, and with AI the change has become even more revolutionary. Now, understanding pedagogies, the art and science of teaching and learning. This is a fundamental mistake which a lot of people make while designing their FDP brochures, pamphlets. They refer to teaching pedagogy, which is not really the right word to use, because pedagogy by itself means method of teaching and learning. So please make sure that whenever you are using this word, you should never add teaching to it, because pedagogy itself refers to teaching learning, the science of teaching and learning. Effective pedagogies enhance student engagement and outcomes significantly, something we are all struggling with. No matter how experienced you are, you will be struggling with that idea of student engagement. Today the student is more engaged with his mobile phone than anything else on earth. So engaging the student in the classroom becomes a very tedious task. So how can we incorporate these elements, digital elements, to improve student engagement in the classroom? Pedagogies evolve with technology and educational research constantly. The very first was Google, then came LCD projectors with PowerPoint slides, and the latest are AI-assisted tools. All of them help in improving the pedagogy. Now, reasons for innovation: enhance student engagement and motivation through interactive learning experiences. So, we have a problem with student engagement. The student seems disengaged with the class. He's talking, he's playing with his mobile phone. So, how do we engage the student? So, we look at certain elements of digital pedagogy which will help us in drawing the attention of the student in the classroom and also make the process of learning interactive. So far, the method we have been using all our lives was the simple lecture method using blackboard and chalk, which was not very interactive to say the least. Prepare students with relevant skills for the modern workforce. Now, as in the previous section also, Professor Umesh ma'am spoke about outcome-based education. So now the entire focus has shifted from traditional rote learning to outcome-based education. So today we will see how digital pedagogy helps in achieving this outcome-based education. How can we incorporate it in outcome-based education? Improve learning outcomes and critical thinking capabilities in the students. Now if you look at the basic concept of Bloom's taxonomy, most of our teaching learning focuses on which level? Which level of Bloom's taxonomy? Most of our lectures and teaching focus, even when you are preparing question papers, you realize that most of them have the basic level, L1, right? Now how can we move up the hierarchy of Bloom's level? So this is with the help of certain digital tools that we can develop critical thinking and analytical skills in the students. When we prepare our course outcome or learning outcomes, we very confidently write the student will be able to use analytical skills or develop analytical skills. But when it comes to practical aspect of teaching, those skills are missing. Boost engagement with active learning. So, active learning is, one is passive learning. Passive learning means I give a lecture, student quietly listens to the lecture, maybe takes down notes, no questions, no interaction, no critical thinking abilities, nothing. One-way process. As opposed to that is active learning, where the student is engaged, there is interaction, student asks questions, students will even put forward their own ideas, concepts in a discussion. So that makes the process of teaching learning active. So, active learning strategies engage students directly in the learning process. These methods encourage participation through activities beyond passive learning. Like I said, in a traditional lecture, there is passive learning. Examples include discussion, group projects, hands-on experiment, promoting deeper understanding and retention. So that we move up the level of Bloom's hierarchy. From the basic lowest level of understanding, we move on to critical thinking, discussion, analyzing. Those skills are important, and that is what the outcome-based education is all about. Having those skills, the students that are required by the industry. Think, pair, share. Individual reflections foster deeper understanding before group discussion begins. Pair discussion defines thoughts and clarifies concepts collaboratively. Sharing insights promotes diverse perspectives and collective knowledge building. So think, pair, share. We'll be doing some exercises, not today but in subsequent lectures, which will showcase this part more effectively. See, in a traditional lecture, only the lecturer shares his or her views. It's a one-way process. Whereas in an active learning environment, we create pairs of students. Students share their views. It is important in this concept is that first of all the student should share his or her views. After that we have a lecture, and followed by the lecture we have another discussion to see whether those views of students have undergone any major change after the lecture. Have they been able to develop those critical thinking, analytical skills that we wanted them to deliver? Jigsaw collaborative learning, starting with the post-lunch session today by Professor Vikasnath, and day after tomorrow. This method will be dealt with in detail along with a practical exercise. So it basically involves dividing the students into groups, small groups. They are given an exercise, they are told how to solve it, and then we assess the learning that has undergone. Now the advantage is that when you are teaching a complex concept to the students, which normally you would find difficult to grasp, then we use these methodologies to explain those complex analytical techniques and tools which the students under normal circumstances using a traditional lecture method would find it difficult to grasp. Case studies. Again, the concept of case study started with law school. It started with Harvard Law School, where they would bring in real cases from the courtroom and discuss in the classroom. So similar, this method was adopted for management education also by Harvard Business School, and similarly everywhere. So case study is an important method of engaging students in classroom discussion, and the best way to do it is through a flipped classroom mode. In flipped classroom, simulations which you can use for teaching your students. So this is the first marketing mini simulation. The topic here is marketing research. So how do students use marketing research to take decisions that they will learn through a simulation? Now, learning objectives after completing the simulation, you should be able to explain differences between primary and secondary data sources, describe common types of market research data, analyze requirements of luxury goods market, apply research data in support of understanding consumer preference. So first of all, I'll select a name. Let's say FDP. That's it. So I'll select a name for the player, FDP. I'll select an image. Now we'll start. Feature desirability for luxury trend followers of at least 90%, market share for luxury trend followers of at least 85%. These are the goals. These are the goals that we have to achieve. So, luxury trend followers is the target segment we are focusing on. So, we'll begin. So here the Director of Marketing Research will be a point person throughout this mission. Before looking at the available market data, Ian will spend time with you on how market research can factor in your success. So you see, this entire exercise is about a bag, the kind of bag you carry your laptop in, right? So there are different segments. This is the luxury segment for that bag. Market size is 5,000, growth rate of the market is 7%, purchase behavior, purchase back last quarter 11%, price preference they are willing to pay up to $70 for this. Survey results show that the most important, which is the most important factor for the luxury segment, comfort is the most important factor, followed by capacity, durability, waterproof and eco-friendly are less important. Now if you look at another segment, this is commuters. Here the market size is 20,000 but growth rate is less. Here the market size was 5,000 but the growth rate was fast. Purchase behavior is also high. Average purchase price is $45. For the previous it was $70. Right. Now here which is the most important factor? Comfort. Right. Outdoors, people who go for treks, they carry a backpack like this. So for them, what is the most important factor? Right. School children. This is a very large market, 35,000 as compared to 5,000 for the luxury segment. It is growing at 1%, growing slowly. Now in case of school children, what is the most important factor? Similarly for university students, here again eco-friendly is the most important factor. So these we need to keep in mind. Now we will focus our efforts on the target segment. The target segment here being luxury. Market research provides an important basis for many important necessary decisions. Marketers are always looking for information that can help them make better informed decisions. So we will spend the first part of this mission looking at general data about luxury market which we have just seen. So just remember this, all this data. Market research, primary and secondary. Primary can again be quantitative and qualitative. So see, through this simulation, they are teaching you the theoretical aspect as well as the application part. secondary and primary we've finished. Luxury goods market is both very large and very profitable. 5,000 is the size, and because the price is $70, it is profitable also. Now, why is it profitable? It is showing you this diagram that global expenditure on luxury goods was $437.8 billion. So, people who buy luxury goods are willing to pay a very large amount for luxury goods. What factors do you think are the most important to luxury goods buyers? Yes. Luxury goods, what factors are most important? Yes. See, it is the value of a brand. Why do you pay so much for branded shirts and trousers and clothes and so on? There are 4 primary categories and information provided. What is the total market size for all segments combined? So we will have to see 20 plus 5, 25, 29, 39, 39 and 74 and 98,000. So it comes to correct answer. Right. So this is how the simulation works. Entire market growth rate is 4.07. Which of the 5 segments has the highest growth rate? So which segment has the highest growth rate? Let us see. I'm not sure. Luxury segment has the highest growth rate of 7%. Highest growth. Okay. Although growth rate of luxury segment is highest at 7%, one disadvantage is segment has so if you can use an exercise like this in your classroom, would it not make the teaching part interesting and also interactive for the students? When a small market size and low purchase behavior, why would anyone target this as a segment? There is solid. Which 2 of the 4 pieces of market data will be most important towards properly weighting your backpack? Feature preference, I think let us say this. Now I'll show you how it works. First of all, we click on backpack. Now we have to design a backpack. So there are certain designs. You have to tell me which design would be suitable for luxury trade market. This is teardrop. This is capacity comfort. Now what was most important for luxury trade setters? Comfort. Here it has 6 on a scale of comfort. So, rounded top comfort level is 4. Square capacity is high. Large rectangular, comfort level 2. Teardrop, I think this is the best suited for our target segment. So I'll select current shape. Now we have to select straps for the bag. Capacity, comfort, these are the features, this is the price. This is I think the cheapest. This is the basic. We are catering to the target luxury segment. So price is not a issue. We can select a expensive one. So I have selected this one. Similarly, you can select the material. This is synthetic, eco-friendly. Eco-friendly was for university students, not this segment. Advanced, very durable synthetic fiber and so on. Comfort level is low. Luxury. This fabric would be select this material. Okay. Now what features do you want? What features do you want in this? Water bottle? No, it would be more for schools, kids. Waterproofing. Designer tag would be important. Cartoon graphic would be for school kids. University logo for university students. Laptop, maybe. But you see, whenever you select a feature, it is adding to the cost. So far, 20 and 10, $30. Solar device, audio bundle, GPS. Which feature do you want? Okay, let us say, right. Now we will review and what we've selected and I'll enter. So we were able to achieve 99% of feature desirability for luxury trend followers of at least 90%, that we have been able to do at 99%. Market share for luxury trend followers of 85%, this goal we have not been able to achieve. So this is how a simulation exercise works. We can use these AI-based tools. Two of my favorites I'll be showing you today, Almanac and Teach. You give it a topic, it will generate content, it will generate slides, it will first generate content, and then you want to add a video related to that content, it will immediately give you open the YouTube and find a suitable video. Okay, so I'll just show you. Now I want to create something related to marketing. So management is the subject, lesson on marketing. What do you want now? You want a video? It will find a video for you. It will generate content. It will show you the objectives. So I do not have to go online and search for those. Pardon? Yes. So you can attach this lesson to your lecture. So I have my slides ready. I have my video ready. So this is how you can use digital tools to make your classroom more interesting, interactive, adaptive, and so on. And another tool I'll be telling you about today is it's a very nice tool. Wonderful tool. There are dozens of other tools, but these two are very appropriate. You can prepare lessons, you can create anything with AI, you can create assignments, you can grade assignments. You can create assignments in minutes. Now, how do you create assignments? If I do it, I'll be using my credits. I have limited credits. I don't want to use it, right? So I'll just... How do you earn credit? See, initially, they'll give you some free credits, and as you continue using it, they'll give you more and more credits. Yes, yes. I'll show you anyway, I'll log in and show you. You see, I have 350 credits left. So one is you can generate content, any topic in the form of slides or any other way. Now, suppose you want to, I'll show you my lessons. Okay. And suppose you want to generate a question paper, multiple choice or theory or whatever. All you have to do is, if you have been teaching and you have notes, or you have slides, or you have PDF, upload that PDF file, and it will automatically generate questions based on the text. Right? If you have Word file or PowerPoint, you convert it into PDF. Once you've converted it to PDF, you upload it here. You upload it, it will automatically start generating questions, and then you can, specify whether you want multiple choice or theoretical or whatever. Where was it?
Sir, ऊपर कैलेंडर के साथ my lessons.
Right. Now, based on this, I can create a quiz. So it will make your process of preparing question papers easy, and if you can get the students also, but I think that may require paid version, students also to join this. Again, you can make the assessment, everything AI will do. So this was tool called EG. So I think I've covered most of the things I planned for today. This I've told you. I've showed you a simulation. Flipped classroom and jigsaw method will be taken by a director, Professor Vikas Nath. So in conclusion, we can say enhanced student engagement and motivation can be achieved through digital learning platforms. Preparation of students with relevant digital skills. Today they are required to do everything in a digital mode. Improve learning outcomes and critical thinking. Personalized learning experience and accessibility. Ethical consideration in digital education is that students will be sharing their information, and this information should not be misused. That is the critical aspect of ethical aspect which needs to be taken into consideration for by using digital tools. Okay, so we come to the end of the session. Any questions so far?
Is there a limit of pages to upload for assignment?
Yes.
How many pages?
See, every time you upload an assignment, it will you lose credits. So it depends. Again, we are using the free version. I think on the paid version there should be no limit. But I'm not sure what is the limit on it.
Request all participants to meet after break for a session at 2:15. To all faculty members and participants, welcome to session 2 of the day on the topic Innovative Learning Methods, Flipped Classroom and Jigsaw Method. Our resource person for the day is Professor Dr. Vikas Nath. I would give a brief introduction about Sir. Sir, Director and Professor of Marketing of Vedanathan International Business School, has more than 25 years of experience in teaching, research, academics, administration and industry. He has been a leading role for the last 10 years and has worked in the capacity of director and dean of the institutions like Bharatiya Vidyapeeth University, North Campus University and FDP University prior to joining the present institute. He has been involved in supervising PhD and MPhil scholars of various universities. Till date, Sir has supervised 3 MPhil students and 9 PhD scholars. He has also supervised award-winning projects to students of MBA, and Sir has a rich experience of supervising cross-cultural teams of students abroad. Sir has visited Switzerland where he supervised students from America, NIT Karnataka, and he has also a keen expertise in organizing faculty development programs in the area of research methodology, marketing management, and marketing research. Sir has published more than 60 papers in journals including Scopus and Web of Science. Sir has authored 7 books and has done FDP programs for Greenfield Online and Transport Corporation of India. Sir has also undertaken and completed a major research project funded by UGC for an amount of 8 lakh rupees. Professor Dr. Vikas Nath Sir has organized more than 30 FDPs and more than 15 MDPs till now. He is on the editorial board of reputed national journals and has been awarded with Best Director Award in 2014 and 15 for imparting entrepreneurship education by Assam Gujarat chapter and Rajnati Ratna Award by Kalamandir. He has an experience of NAC, NIRF, UGC 12B and QS ranking and has successfully defended NAC peer review team for his institutions and was instrumental in getting A+ and A grades. I would now request Professor Dr. Abhijit Das Sir to give a brief welcome to Sir.
Being part of missing in this.
I would now like to invite Sir on the podium to take today's session.
After lunch, it is very hard to concentrate, but definitely I have been taking sessions after lunch, and I promise that I will engage you like anything. Right? But before I do that, I would like to give a brief introduction to what I am going to make you learn. The very first challenge in front of me was that I am going to address to the audience combining of management and law faculty. And then there has to be one common topic which should be engaging both of you. So I decided not to take a topic of law or not to take a topic of management, but to take a topic which is useful for every teacher because all of us are busy and involved in assessment. And when we are busy in assessment, we are usually involved in giving marks. Right? Now, there was a time when our society was society of marks, and we have heard that people used to miss admissions in female institutions by just points of marks, right? And there have been instances of suicide in the past where students were not able to get 90% and they landed up on 88, 89% and hence they committed suicide. And the newspaper was full of all these types of incidents at one point of time. Hence it was thought that marks should now go off and grading should be brought in. Right? That led to the emergence of choice-based credit system, CBCS, or CBSS, which is called as choice-based semester system. Right? And in that, it was decided that we will go in for having grading. So that means outperformers will be given O grade, slightly below performers will be given A, and that will now be reduced to F, where students are not able to clear right scoring 40% or 50% for professional courses, whatever be the passing criteria of a university or an institution. Okay. So I thought that let us take this particular topic as a topic of learning, and at the same time make you learn through 2 different methods so that we also understand what is the flipped classroom and what is the jigsaw method. Right? So since you will be part of it and it will be a case of experiential learning, because you are going to undergo a journey along with me. First it will be program coordinators, and then it will be other teachers who have been acting like a class coordinator or mentors of the students. The idea behind this type of activity was that every day the student is coming to you, whether it is related to your own subject or whether it is related to the overall performance in a semester or whether it is related to overall performance after the final semester. So I think whether he has been able to get a gold medal or he has missed the gold medal by a few marks, right? So all these things we should be able to answer to our students as and when they are approaching us. At the same time, we should also understand how many marks we should be asking the external examiner, if at all we are doing that, so that the student is able to get appropriate marks which is benefiting him. What I am trying to say is, what you should be asking the examiner to give so that he doesn't feel hurt, at the same time we are able to get our work done. Say for example, if you ask the examiner to give 99, he will not. But if you ask the examiner to give 90, he may. But there is a thin line of difference between 89 and 90 because that changes the grade point. And we missed one of the gold medal because of this. And the examiner was in front of me, I asked for 89 and it should have been 90. But that would have got a grade change, grade point change, and we would have got the second gold medal. So even though we are getting one gold medal, it could have been the second gold medal as far as UTL is concerned because we missed only few points. Now you can say that was my mistake, so it should not have happened. Or it was a situation which was stressful where the examiner was adamant and we were not able to convince him. But anyhow, past is past, still future is about to come, and in future if we are wise, we can make our students understand how they should be performing, and we should also be knowing how and when, how much marks should be asked, so that we are able to bring a change in the grade point of the student. Okay? So that's the basic idea of today's session. But I'll be using flipped classroom and jigsaw method, and I thought let me give you an understanding of what a flipped classroom is and jigsaw method is. Now to start with, since morning I've been sending you some of the messages on your phone, right? And I've been requesting the coordinators also to share the messages with the external participants. Right? Now the idea is that when you talk of flipped classroom, it is the same way you have to act with the student. The learning material along with the video or suitable video has to be given to the student beforehand. So if you want to take a class tomorrow, it is today or it is yesterday that I should be sharing the video with the student. Right? Now the video can be created by you because if you are creating the video, you are directly engaged because students like to see you in the class and they are conversant with your style of teaching also. So when you are on the video, they are more interested in listening to you. Further, your videos, you are able to know what you have already communicated to the student. Right? So I don't creating videos of half an hour or 1 hour altogether, but a video of 5 to 7 minutes regarding the topic which you are going to tell to that particular student is also more than enough, because later on when you are in the class, you are about to discuss the same topic, but it is not a lecture mode, but it is a discussion mode. Right? And when we bring discussion mode, it makes our students more engaged with us. Right? When you know the topic, because you are a faculty member, the knowledge level is high, they are students, they don't like to study more than 10 to 15 minutes in a class because distraction makes them talk to each other, and therefore it is better that we teach them for 10 minutes by giving them the main theme of the session, wherever theory is concerned, and later on engage them in discussion mode. However, in case of practical sessions, the class itself is engaged because you are engaged in giving them exercises and you are doing exercises with them. Say for example, the teacher of taxation may be able to demonstrate by giving one exercise in the class which he or she has solved, and later on another question is given where the student gets engaged with the faculty member and they're able to complete that particular question. Okay? So let's see what a flipped classroom is. As the meaning suggests, flip. Flip means turn over suddenly. Right? So you are basically turning over the roles of a faculty and the student. So what are you exactly flipping? You are flipping the student to become a teacher and teacher becoming a observer, not a student, but an observer, right? And helping him discuss the concept in the class, for which the briefing of the concept has already been given by the faculty member. So you are not playing the role of a student, but you are playing the role of a facilitator for that particular student, telling him, I am there, you are speaking, I am listening, and if you are wrong somewhere, I am there to correct you. That's how this thing is going on. Okay? So let's start with flipped classroom, and then I have shared the exercises which I am going to discuss with you in next few moments. I will be asking the program coordinators to flip me, because at present as a director, I am giving all the information to the students regarding their SGPA, CGPA whenever they are coming to me regarding their marks query. Right? So my role will be flipped by the program coordinators in days to come, and that is why I am also making you train regarding that particular role which each program coordinator has to play. Later on, when I am talking of jigsaw method, we will see how the groups will be created, what each participant of the group will be doing, and how the group will act as a single group is acting like an institution in itself, and they are busy in helping each other come out with the decision related to a particular grade sheet which is being given to you to solve that particular problem of the student. We will come across decisions when the student may be asking, I have failed in one semester, but I have passed in the second semester, what should I do now? Or I have failed in 7 subjects of the thought process which is going to happen, and you are most welcome to talk to me, discuss with me in case there is any doubt which is emerging in your mind. It is always said, doubt should be cleared there itself, otherwise it is going to take the function f is equal to e raised to power x, where x is a doubt. If you have one doubt, it becomes 2.7183. If you have 2 doubts, it becomes square of 2.7183. Right? The doubt should be made to 0, or it should move towards negative infinity so that it becomes 0. Okay? So let's start with that. The traditional lectures are replaced with pre-recorded sessions, freeing classroom time for interactive activities. आप फ्लिप क्लासरूम इसलिए करना चाहते हो कि आपको टाइम मिले, that time you are able to give to the student as far as discussions are concerned, without compromising with the fact that you have already delivered the session which was recorded by you. Okay? So you are delivering your session by recording and then using the class time for having discussion with the student and clearing their doubts. So pre-class learning through videos of reading, in-class discussion, problem solving and collaboration, and encourage self-paced learning. Now this is also very important. If you give time to the student to learn according to his pace, the learning is better. Right? And if you pressurize learning, he will learn definitely, but then he tends to forget those things still faster. ये वही चीज़ है, एग्जाम से पहले रट्टा मारा, पेपर क्लियर किया और उसके बाद जाके घर में रिलैक्स किया और सारा कुछ ठीक है. तो इसलिए it is very important that students should be now taken as center and the learning should become student centered. So what are the benefits of flipped classroom? Increase student engagement and participation. This will yourself feel now. And we are going to do this exercise and we are going to experience it. you'll find that you are getting more and more involved. Okay? Personalized learning experience, and lastly, more time for practical application and deeper understanding. Right? The more you do things with your own hand, the better you learn. But there is a word of caution on this. Don't use every class as a flipped classroom. There are certain situations, depending upon the interest of the student, you can flip your class for a particular session or for a particular few sessions where the student comes forward, starts learning that concept, deliberates in the class. With your help, he is able to make the class understand, and also he is able to understand himself. So I am not saying that every classroom can be flipped, but I am saying few of your sessions can be flipped. Okay. What is the jigsaw method? Now in jigsaw method, what we are trying to do is, we are going to group in a group of 4, 5 or 6. Now group of 6 is maximum, which is beneficial, right? But for this exercise, which I have planned, we are going to group in 4. Every participant of this group will be given one particular task, right? So say for example, this is a batch of 30, for example, and we are grouping up, I will say 28, right? So that means 7 groups will be created, okay? Now each group will have participant 1, 2, 3, 4. That is their number 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is how they are numbered in all 7 groups. Okay. Participant 1 of each group will be doing the same type of activity. Participant 2 of the group, of all the groups, will be doing same type of activity in their group. Similarly, participant 3 and participant 4. That means in a group of 4, participant 1 of all the groups will be doing the same type of activity. Okay? Have you understood this? Now after they have gone in for doing the activity and they have made others understand each other of what they are trying to do, there will be a separate group of participant 1 of all the groups. So we are having 7 groups. Participant 1 of all the 7 groups will come together and they will form an expert group. क्यों? क्योंकि जितने ग्रुप्स के अंदर उन्होंने पार्टिसिपेंट 1 ने जो भी डिस्कशंस करी हैं उससे उनकी लर्निंग हुई, राइट? तो पार्टिसिपेंट 1 सारे के सारे एक ग्रुप में आएंगे, पार्टिसिपेंट 2 सारे एक ग्रुप में आएंगे, पार्टिसिपेंट 3 सारे एक ग्रुप में आएंगे, पार्टिसिपेंट 4 सारे एक ग्रुप में आ जाएंगे. Now what is happening? This is a collaborative learning where whatever participant 1 has discussed in each group, 7 groups, 7 participants come together and they bring that learning together. And similarly, group 2, group 3, group 4 then become the group of experts. And the whole group become an expert group. Right? Now when the discussion happens related to a particular topic, say for example, if I ask a question related to that particular topic, which is related to participant 1, I will be able to get the answer because one of the participants is able to give me the answer. And when he speaks, others listen and they also learn. Right? So I have always been saying that collective wisdom is better than individual wisdom. And that's how the expert group which is getting created brings in a collective wisdom for that concept in that particular group. How you can practice in the class? Say for example, we are having a big case study. You say that 10 page की case study कोई पढ़ के नहीं आता. You can always give one section of the case to one participant by creating different groups. ठीक है? उस केस का एक सेक्शन आप बोलोगे participant 1 सिर्फ उस एक सेक्शन को पढ़ेंगे. Then second section to be studied only by participant 2. Third by participant 3, fourth by participant 4. Now when they sit together, they know the whole case. Now when they sit together, they know the whole case. The only thing is they have to just make a discussion for some time and help each other what is there in their section. So now the group is ready with that bigger case. because we have already given the case before, right? And when they sit for some time, they discuss and they are ready with that particular case. Okay. Now we're going for dividing that groups into expert groups. So participant 1 group, participant 2 group, 3, 4, they are ready with the sections of the cases together. Now initiate the discussion in the class. And you will find that you are starting getting the answers. That's the synergy of collaborative learning. Right? But you have to be a strong teacher because in collaborative learning there is noise in the class. That means you have to go in for engaging the students continuously by asking them few questions in between so that they keep on listening to you. And then open up the case by asking them the questions and they are able to answer continuously and they are learning from each other. You get time in the class, they get time in the class, together we are learning. That's how new pedagogies are coming up in the class. Gone are those days when we used to go and for giving lectures, we used to listen, we used to speak, and then after a few time, mouth opens and we start yawning. ऐसे होता है, जब उसके बाद नींद तो नहीं आ रही. So that was all as far as jigsaw method is concerned. You can go through the slides, what I am doing. Promotes collaborative learning and peer teaching, enhances comprehension and retention, develops communication and leadership skills. Now, if you see the activities which I am going to come in just next 2 minutes, all this will be visible to you. Right? So, what is the comparison between flipped classroom and jigsaw method, which will form the part of learning in this? Flipped classroom, individual pre-learning. Program coordinators having given this task, they will sit individually, they will go through ordinance 10, ordinance 11 and their own exercise, right? They will try to do it because they are leading the class coordinators. So if they are leading the class coordinators, they should have a comprehensive knowledge, right? And they are having comprehensive knowledge by studying individually. So the management program coordinators are going to come together, they are going to learn themselves. Law program coordinators are going to come together. They are going to learn things by themselves. And then they are going to tell me what they have learned by making a presentation which they are going to give. Now when they are going to give the presentation on CGPA, STP and how the rates are getting calculated, meanwhile you people when you listen to them you get to know what is the topic. Right? And then in jigsaw method the program coordinator is also there. Participant 2 is there with ordinance 10, participant 3 is there with ordinance 11 and participant 4 is there who will then go for making the presentation. Okay. So the collective learning will ultimately culminate into a presentation which will be given by participant 4. Now say for example in your class you are having a group of 30 and I said we have to create a group of 4. So I am able to create 7 full group of 4. 2 participants are left. These 2 participants will join the other groups as one of the participants and will do one type of function. So I have made the redundant or extra participant to act as participant 4 for making the presentation. Because already now you can read this particular slide so that the difference is clear. So jigsaw method brings in collaboration and in flipped classroom it is self-directed learning. Okay. So when program coordinators are going to start developing their presentation, they will see me as their mentor. Okay. But when you are preparing the presentation yourself and program coordinator is already in there, you will find that the collaborative learning has started happening and you are learning things by yourself. Right? There will be very few things which you will ask me because everything is there in your hand. Okay? I will ask to demonstrate. We are now ready for demonstration. Okay? The first thing is that we will understand the activities, how we are going to implement. let's start with that. First thing first, all of you have your mobile phones ready? And I've given you the activity to them. Please open your one-to-one